Oh, he was an extremely helpful agent, cooperating with the Soviet Union between the 30s and the, don't know exactly, 50s probably. And particularly helpful he was during the Second World War. In the period between 79 and 84, there was a war hysteria in the Soviet Union. Some people...
Espionage isn't fiction. Behind closed doors, spies decide the fate of nations. In the early 1980s, one KGB officer secretly became a British double agent, leaking Soviet secrets that helped prevent a nuclear war. His name? Oleg Gordievsky. For over a decade, he played a deadly game and lived to tell. The story. Chapter 1. Born into secrets. Oleg Gordievsky was born in Moscow on October 10, 1938, into a world of secrets. His father served in the NKVD, the KGB's predecessor, and his older brother would follow the same path. From a young age, spying was in his blood. Gordievsky excelled at languages and diplomacy, attending the Moscow State Institute of International Relations, a training ground for Soviet foreign agents. In 1961, he was posted to East Berlin, a city. Divided by concrete and barbed wire, the Berlin Wall rose before his eyes, a stark symbol of Cold War tension. These early experiences exposed him to the brutality of communism, planting seeds of doubt. When tanks rolled into Prague in 1968 to crush the freedom movement, Gordievsky saw firsthand the inhumanity of the system he served. It was a turning point. He realized he could no longer fully support the regime he was sworn to protect. Chapter 2. The First Steps West. In 1966, Gordievsky's first posting in Copenhagen opened his eyes to the freedom and vibrancy of the West. He admired the music, the open streets, the schools, and the ordinary citizens' cheerfulness, a stark contrast to Soviet rigidity. By 1972, on his return to Denmark, he was ready to act. MI6 officer Richard Bromhead approached him, initiating a covert alliance. For Gordievsky, this was no longer about espionage for Moscow, it was a moral mission to fight for democracy. Working as a double agent was perilous. Every day he navigated the shadow world of secrets, passing intelligence to the West while pretending unwavering loyalty to the KGB. One slip, one curious glance, and his life would end. Chapter 3. The London Assignment. In 1982, after mastering English in 6 months, Gordievsky orchestrated his posting to London, becoming the KGB bureau chief. The role gave him unprecedented access to Soviet intelligence operations in the West, positioning him as one of the most influential and most dangerous spies in history. Under this guise, he communicated with MI6 using covert methods, including coded microfilms and carefully timed messages. His intelligence became particularly critical during NATO's Able Archer exercises in 1983, when Moscow misinterpreted routine drills as a potential preemptive nuclear strike. Thanks to Gordievsky, London and Washington were able to calm Soviet fears, averting a potential global catastrophe. Every day, Gordievsky navigated a high-stakes chessboard. Each briefing, each document passed, carried life or death consequences. His insights informed leaders like Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan, helping them balance diplomacy with deterrence. For Gordievsky, every microfilm, every meeting was a step further into a deadly game, where discovery meant almost certain execution. Chapter 4. The Shadow Middleman. By 1984, Gordievsky had become a shadow middleman between the USSR and the West. He briefed Mikhail Gorbachev ahead of the Soviet leader's first visit to the UK, offering insights on his reformist tendencies. Simultaneously, he counseled Thatcher on navigating this delicate encounter, turning raw intelligence into diplomatic strategy. The stakes were enormous. Gorbachev's meeting with Thatcher, shaped by Gordievsky's guidance, opened the first cracks in the Cold War stalemate, helping set the stage for eventual reforms and the easing of nuclear tensions. Each report he sent, each conversation he influenced, subtly shifted the global balance of power. But danger was never far. The KGB monitored his every move, suspicious of his unusually Western, friendly tactics. Gordievsky had to maintain the appearance of loyalty while feeding secrets that could affect millions of lives. Every day was a calculated dance of observation, deception, and survival, proving that espionage was as much about psychology and patience as it was about documents and codes. Chapter 5. The Betrayal. Even the most skilled spies face betrayal. Gordievsky's identity was inadvertently compromised through CIA investigations, particularly while unraveling Aldrich Ames, an American agent who sold secrets to the KGB. Ames' financial desperation led him to reveal Gordievsky's name, setting in motion a chain of events that could have ended the double agent's life. In 1985, Gordievsky was summoned to Moscow. He anticipated interrogation, imprisonment, or execution, but went anyway, a testament to his courage and strategic thinking. In the Soviet capital, he endured truth serum tests and grueling questioning, psychological warfare aimed at dismantling his network. Every second was a test of nerves, every glance a potential trap. Behind the scenes, MI6 had devised Operation Pimlico, a daring extraction plan designed to smuggle him out of the USSR under extreme secrecy. Gordievsky had only hours to maneuver. One miscalculation, one delayed move, and he would never see the West again. Chapter 6. Operation Pimlico. The escape was a masterclass in espionage. Gordievsky signaled MI6 with a Safeway bag outside a Moscow bakery, a simple act loaded with meaning. Under KGB surveillance, he navigated the streets, blending into crowds and avoiding routine checkpoints. The British extraction team, aided by Viscount Asquith's wife, smuggled him across the border into Finland in the trunk of a car. This audacious operation became legendary in Cold War intelligence circles. Timing, nerves, and sheer luck were all critical. A single error would have ended his life. The operation established Gordievsky as the highest-ranking Soviet official to defect, an unprecedented feat. However, the KGB still shadowed his family for 6 more years, a constant reminder of the perils he had escaped. Every victory in espionage comes with a cost, and for Gordievsky, the price was vigilance and moral courage against one of the world's most ruthless intelligence agencies. Chapter 7. Life in the West. After his defection, Gordievsky settled in Godalming, England, a quiet town 64 kilometers from London. His family finally reunited with him in 1991 after years under KGB surveillance, freeing them from the constant shadow of Soviet scrutiny. Even in safety, Gordievsky was not immune to threats. In 2008, he suffered poisoning from a Russian business associate, spending 34 hours in a coma. The 2018 Skripal incident in Salisbury underscored the persistent danger faced by former spies. Yet he remained publicly silent, living quietly while leaving an indelible mark on history. In the UK, his contributions were formally recognised. In 2007, Queen Elizabeth II appointed him a Companion of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, the same honour held by James Bond. His story became emblematic of moral courage in espionage, demonstrating that intelligence work could not only save lives but reshape the trajectory of global history. Chapter 8. Legacy and Reflection. Oleg Gordievsky died quietly in March 2025 at the age of 86. His death is not considered suspicious yet. His life tells a story of extraordinary courage, strategy, and sacrifice. Historians credit him with preventing nuclear escalation, guiding Western leaders through some of the Cold War's most dangerous moments, and subtly altering the course of history from the shadows. For over a decade, Gordievsky walked a razor's edge, balancing loyalty and betrayal, life and death, all while shaping international policy. His story proves that espionage is more than intrigue. It is moral courage, intellect, and timing. Gordievsky's decisions saved millions and reshaped the Cold War's narrative behind every historical turning point. There are often hidden figures whose bravery and foresight changed the world, unseen and unsung, reminding us that truth in espionage is stranger than fiction. In espionage, every secret carries a risk, and every decision can change history. Oleg Gordievsky lived in the shadows to save millions. His story proves that even in the coldest wars, one person's courage can turn the tide. Like, subscribe, and never underestimate the power of secrets.